Hey listeners, powered up by Mazer Group, this is the Turnin Dirt Podcast. I'm your host, John Mazer. Hello, Chris.
Jonathan.
How are you?
Very well.
It's so good to have you here. It's about time. I was doing the math, knowing this is coming up. We're like approaching like 30 years of friendship, which is amazing. We have so many stories that like ones I can think of are like the Manos days. This is back in my ski racing days, downhill ski racing days. I can remember us being at Manos, having their nachos there, and remember my red Chevy truck?
Yep.
My skis were in the back. We brought them into Manos so they wouldn't get stolen. I go to leave on a friggin' ski trip, and they're not there. And I'm like, they're in Manos. So I don't know what the hell I did there, but yeah, that's going deep. That's like 98. So thanks for being here. Want to talk about a lot of things. First and foremost, history. One of the longest running careers with Mazer Group, other than like DMAC or like, but
20 years this year.
Is it this year?
20 years, yeah, just click 20.
So odd 5, odd 6, odd 5?
2005.
Yeah, and I remember, as I told you before, I remember walking into the dealership in Brandon. First, I was so excited that you got hired there. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But always seeing you at the service writer's desk. And that was your first job, was a service writer in Brandon.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Warranty and service writer.
Warranty and service writer, yeah. So, because I think you had a conversation with Pops. Did he call you in? Or did you approach him? Because you had just finished school too.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes. A wise man once said, there's the story that actually happened, and there's the story I'm choosing to tell you.
You tell me the story that you want to tell.
So I just graduated university with a business degree, and your younger brother and my younger brother are both friends. And so I don't know exactly how it happened, but my brother said something about Chris being done university to your dad.
Sure.
And so at the time I was working at the Manitoba Liquor Commission.
Yeah, remember
which was
that.
a lovely job going through university. And Bob popped in there and said, "Hey, I hear you're done your business degree." And I said, "Yeah." And he said,
came into the liquor store to see you.
I believe that's true.
That's crazy. Yeah. No, it's part of the story.
Yeah. No, he was
100% is part of the story.
He was buying booze.
Okay.
It wasn't like he came in specifically.
No, he came in to see you.
Yeah,
he bought gin on the side.
Yeah.
But he came in to see you, Chris.
And so, he said, "What are you doing now?" And I said, "I'm not sure yet." And he said, "Would you ever consider working at Mazer Group?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" And he said, "Why don't you pop by, I don't know, Monday at 9 o'clock and we set up an appointment." And so I did.
Yep.
And we had a good chat for a while. And I remember a couple things about the conversation. One is he said something like, "You kids nowadays all want instant gratification, you know? If you want to come work for me at Mazer Group, you should, come here, start at the bottom, work your way up, and, the sky's the limit. You can kind of, see where it all goes." And so I remember that, and I remember him saying what I was going to get paid, and I was taking a pay cut to come to work at Mazer Group. And so those are the two things I remember is, he said, work your way up, and the sky's the limit, and this is how much I'll pay you.
Yeah, well, true words have never been spoken for the amount that the sky's the limit, and you can work your way up, because here you are sitting in front of me 20 years later as the vice president of parts and service for Mazer Group.
20 years later.
Yeah, you're one of four VPs that sits on the executive committee. So which is amazing. Which I want to go through all of your steps. And I'm going to note right now that this is the first episode since Dad's passed. So I'm going to bring him up a lot in here. So you started off warranty service writer in Brandon store. What was the next step?
Yeah, so I think I had like a verbal commitment from your dad, like, "Hey, I'm going to do this for a year. I know nothing about." I grew up in the city of the lovely metropolis of Brandon. And know nothing about service. And so he said, "You'll figure it out." And so I said, "Okay." And so I did that for a year, almost to the day. And then in 2005, as you'll recall, we had just acquired a whole bunch of dealerships. So we Moosomin in 2005-ish, Portage in 2005.
So I've been Portage Carmen as well.
Yeah. And the whole case New Holland thing, as well as Winnipeg was around the same time. And so I worked with Ryan Andrews, who's a lovely Mazer Group employee of
lovely human being.
20-something years, a little more than I have been there.
Yeah.
And so we went around and I did a bunch of stuff with, I guess I was technically in the IT department, but it was a lot of stuff about like business system process. So we had new people coming into Mazer Group and using now sometimes a new business system or new systems, and so kind of getting some consistency with some process really was a lot of my job then.
Nice.
Yeah, so that would have been '06. Did that for a couple years, and then I guess in and around '08 into '09 when Maze Group was formed. Quickly before then. So prior to that, Bob had partnerships with
in each location.
Each location, yeah, exactly. And so then Maze Group Limited became, and so one organization all became shareholders in Mazer Group. And so then Bob was really looking to get some more structure with that. And so in 2009, I was 29. I became the parts operations manager for all of Mazer Group.
Yeah, that was a big step. I remember that. Yeah, because that was the first, and that was your first title under the Mazer Group Limited.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And just for all our listeners that remember, that know about, and maybe for producer Jay that he doesn't know, up until 2009, just as Chris explained, Dad had individual partners at each single location, at each single dealership. So at that time, I don't know whether it was 12, 13, 14 locations, there was a operating partner at each store. Yeah. Provided, it was good because then you had in-store operating, decision-making, people that own that store. But at the same time, you created dealership castles. I think I learned that verbiage off of our CFO Wally Butler, dealership castles. So hiding of inventory, that sort of thing, when you had took in something with a good price tag on it, there wasn't really an ability to share or wanting to share. So the structure changed in 2009 to a shareholder setup and Mazer Group Limited. So everybody owns a piece of everything. It was a big step, big step for Mazer Group. So in Mazer Group Limited, and you are the parts operations manager for Mazer Group Limited.
Exactly. Yeah. So with that change, just more home office support. And really, what does that look like to have these stores who had been led by an operating manager to try and get some, again, back with more consistency and develop those processes and that structure across the whole organization and really have home office support. So there was myself and then Bless you.
Bless you, producer Jay.
My head almost fell off there.
the door nearly blew off the room there.
I just muted it. I just muted my mic just in time. Sorry to interrupt your beautiful.
That's okay. You're good. You're good.
That's great. Yeah. So there's myself, Adam McKenzie.
Yeah, he was manager, service operator. Oh, yeah.
And then, Dale Shepard for a bit there, Brad Tarr, of course, and Bob. So that was our first kind of home office. And then, of course, Wally, CFO, and other accounting and admin and such. But, lots of stuff then. We kind of just rolled out centralized warranty just after that, which I had a little bit of part of. But really, from 2009 through up into 2016 was the parts operations manager. And then in 2016 became VP of parts and service. And then got the short straw and became VP of parts, service, and precision because I knew a little bit about it at the time, but have since like technology and ag is like where we're going.
So, big tenant in the industry.
So kind of oversee everything now since 2016, kind of after sale.
Unbelievable. So going back to so take me back to let's talk about centralizing warranty, just because I got a question about, you overseeing that. And so you're coming from each dealership having essentially their own warranty department, going to centralized warranty. You're talking about, building the communication structure from dealer to, because the warranty work is done at a specific location, but then is processed at home office, right?
Yeah, correct.
So
I think one of the great things about that process at the time, and even still to this day, is that it created structure within how our service orders functioned and how we presented work orders to customers, right? And so like segmenting work orders and how that structure looked. And so everyone, no matter which dealership they were at, saw a work order that looked the same. So that was one of the big advantages of that, because prior to that, it was just what the store was doing.
Sure.
And, so
and they were probably different.
they're extremely different.
Really?
And from, we call it a really high level, great presentation to the customer to much less.
Yeah. So you want to get some continuity into that. So, and then I'm assuming as we, because this is stuff I wasn't involved in, like, but as we acquired stores, were most of them using the same business system as us? Or like, I remember the 619 acquisition, they were using HBS?
Yes.
Yeah. And then we've changed since then, but we were DIS at the time.
Yeah, we were DIS. By, I think, luck, most were DIS.
Yeah.
The 619s were HBS, as you mentioned. And so even within that, though, there's so many nuances to the business system or ERP or whatever you want to call it, that people were doing stuff differently. So much like that warranty example, like, there's been a lot of process and developing that. How do we want to go to market? How do we want to present stuff to customers from in all aspects of the business?
Yeah. Because that's got to be unified. Like, I mean, especially if you're going to have Mazer Group Limited on 18 stores, like, I mean, you have to have the same image in all facets of the business, right?
Yeah. Like that's a significant portion of what I try to do every day. Is trying to develop that consistency in how we approach customers, like especially on the customer experience side. Like, how does a customer feel when they come into our parts department? How are they treated? What's our process when a machine's in the shop, and how do we estimate that repair and keep them up to date on, completion times and all that stuff, and the cost obviously associated with that. And so it's a huge part of it. There's no I always say there's no magic bullet to being a wonderful parts and service department. It's a whole bunch of little things done well that make us, make us.
That you have to stay on, and I mean, they have to be overlooked all the time. Going back to like, onboarding dealerships or changing take warranty, for example, it could be something else. Was there any structure of that? Was there any points of? We've got a Mazer Group family of 420 employees, all amazing people. Was there anything in the transitions that like? God, like, I mean, this is a tough one to adopt, is for people to adopt, or this is
a process.
Yeah. Like a process. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
All of them. Change is difficult, right? Yeah. And so, we spend so much time now, like, being more experienced on like change management and getting feedback from our staff to really understand their perspectives to roll out the right process and not, bounce around with, half thought through decisions. And so, we spend a whole bunch of time on that now to try and make it less disruptive, I guess, would be the best word, and to really get buy-in. Like we want changes to be done for the right reasons, not for the sake of change. And so we spend a whole bunch of time on that and trying to make sure that we, get the best result, I guess.
A few things to take into consideration, probably continuity is one, ease of use or ease of job completion is another. So as you said, staff feedback is a huge one on that. Yeah. But you do an amazing job of it, my dad, Chris. Like, I mean, you're a busy man with a busy schedule. You've got lots of meetings on your hand, but I mean, that only tells me from afar that he's talking to his people. And that's what good companies do, is that they talk and that they listen.
Well, I think listening to our people and then just having a great team, like my team definitely makes me look good. And so Trisha Evans,
she's been a guest here. She's awesome. Unbelievable.
Mark Agnew recently on board, Dale McKenzie, and Chris Murray would be my main crew. Yeah.
And Cam's on there too. Agnew was a win. He's a massive guy that came from New Holland, like massive, not massive in stature, actually. He's the exact opposite of that. Massive in knowledge. Yeah, there we go.
He's a great add to the team.
Great add to the team. And then obviously, Trisha's been on here. I don't know if we'll get Dale McKenzie on here.
Dale is just gave him his 37 years at Mazer Group.
I told him he's got to stay another 8 years. He gets a truck.
Is that a real thing?
Man, well, we had one guy, Bob Guire, and like, you go ahead. Yeah.
No, this is great because like this actually is so. Bob Mazer and I were speaking. What do we do? He's been here for how long was it? 45 years.
45 years.
And so I don't know, buy him a truck.
Yeah.
Buy him a truck? Buy him a truck. All right, let's buy him a truck. And so that was like, it was like a 30-second conversation. Like, Bob had been
That's a great idea.
That's a dangerous precedent to
I know,
set,
but it's 45 years, man.
Yeah,
Like,
you're right. That doesn't happen.
we like, so after we agreed, sober second thought was, you know what, I should go and look. And so, I mean, I personally didn't, but I can't remember who we asked at the time. Like, can you go and tell us, like, is there anyone else going to get to 45 anytime soon that we have to be, you know, you get a truck, you get a truck, you get a truck.
Yeah.
So
What did we, DMAC would be the next one, I think. Because he's like you said, he's 37 years.
Yeah, and he's gonna get to 40. He said, and he'll be.
Well, that'll be it.
Yeah,
We'll get him a golf cart then.
Henry,
40 years.
Yeah,
because he was around like
Henry Dirksen. He'll be.
Henry Dirksen. Where's he out of?
Like parts manager in Stuyback. Henry.
Oh yes. Yeah.
I don't know what he's at now, but he'll be 45.
Yeah. That was one of the things that just for your information, any acquisition that Mazer did, we always honored years of service.
Years of service, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So anybody, so when we came to Regina in 2019, if somebody like Kevin Rosler, for example, he worked here for 23 years. He's then worked for Mazer Group for 23 years.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So years of service are honored, which is big to employees. I mean, it's just it's years of service, right? Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. So DMAC's coming up on 40. So in your job now, I mean, you're vice president of 18 stores for parts and service. You run into challenges every day. Obviously, you know, we're an ever changing landscape. As I addressed the managers last year, where our industry's landscape is ever changing. Somewhere there on those words.
Yeah.
Technology, huge tenant. I mean, probably been the biggest change since you've been here.
Yep.
I mean, going from, you know, hands on the wheel of the tractor, sowing the crop, to you could pretty much watch a movie now and just monitor things. Where do you see that going? I'm a big proponent that there will always be a human aspect of farming. Like there's too many variables, you know, like, I mean, mind you, now AI is coming in and these robots on these means of robots are friggin' hilarious. But like, I mean, I don't think you could just get to that point. So where do you see it going?
Steps. I think, like obviously everything from like, cloud management of a farm, like that we're doing with field ops now, is kind of the thing that's at the forefront. Obviously technologies like See and Spray and different things that are like here now, but where do I see it going? I think there'll be, you know, there already is, but there'll be continued like vehicle or person less vehicle operations, and I think like niche operations. I think for sure that you know, like trying to have like human resources on a farm is difficult and it's expensive, and so technology that matches those challenges to provide a solution are going to be things that are going to interest farmers in the future. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I really see technology just continuing to advance. Do you have like a?
No, I don't have anything in specific. I just I wanted to get your take, Chris, and just I've already said it on the operator-less aspect of farming, because you know you take sowing a crop. I mean, there's, you know, the seed's going in. You've got chemical and seed going into there's just so many variables there and room for error that it just needs. I believe it needs a human element to it. Going one step further than taking that crop off, you want to talk about variables that get into combine and how many things you are monitoring and how much, you know. But again, you know, like we've got combines that can monitor themselves, but there's still a human in the seat, you know. So.
It's just, if you think like that way, like what does that look like? Does that look like a person on the side of a field, like controlling a fleet of vehicles? It
that could be 100%. That could be
adjust and manage all those things remotely in whatever capacity remotely is. I for sure see that. Like that will happen.
It's coming.
Yeah, and then what does that look like? I think, you know, if you look at different future visions of what farming looks like. Obviously right now we have all the equipment's huge, right? And so, you know, is there, if you have the ability to, you know, have things running without humans in them, is there a change in what that looks like from the capacity, like the size of the equipment, down to something smaller that can run more often, and what that could look like in the future? I think that's, again, a long time away, but there's going to be change. And I think for the near term, it's just that what helps you run your operation. And that's everything from, agronomic data to, again, remote controlling of equipment and making changes on the fly and supporting things running faster. I think that's where the magic is today.
Yeah, I think we're getting to the tail end of CNH playing catch up to the from a data standpoint and a technology standpoint. We've got some really good stuff coming down the pipe, like really good stuff. I think of it. The question I just asked you, okay, you take seeding, variables that can happen, but like take harrowing, you're dragging around a harrow, it spikes in the ground, and they're just stirring up they're stirring up the soil, they're stirring up the straw, and that's it, so there's some non-human aspects to that, that can definitely happen because there's not much going on, right?
Yeah, and you think about like autonomous vehicles today already, like that ability to understand like real obstacles in real life in real time and adapt to them is really impressive. And so, absolutely, that stuff can happen pretty quickly, I'd say.
We've got, from a technology front, there's some really cool things happening. Some new services offered by us. I'm kind of involved with them, just watching from afar. Again, this is your baby, Chris, and I'm always so impressed to see what you got coming down the pipe. But data management for farms, field mapping, that sort of stuff. Obviously a next step. A lot of farmers are doing it already. Mazer Group, for lack of better terms, more engaged in it now than we have been. By popular demand, I guess you could say.
Well, I yes and no. Like I think I'm really happy with our our onboarding for new customers from a new customer with connected vehicles.
Yep.
And so we have a lovely young lady, Sarah Jane. And so we really take that onboarding new customers or existing customers when they purchase new equipment to set them up on like all of our digital platforms and to set them up with a digital farm, a digital representation of their farm. And so we either help them through that or complete it for them based on their ability level. Yep. And get them really set up to have that, total farm overview and, analysis of their operation and the productivity of their operation. So,
because now you're talking about providing a customer information that has decision-making data, like visible data, that it's been collecting throughout your harvest year, right? Yeah. Rather than, you could talk about the old school, I guess it's old school analog, look at the books, look at, what came off, what do we get for bushels per acre? But that's all readily available at the click of a mouse now. So
and you get a field by field analysis of that, right? And so when you're looking at, you can think of it in a number of ways. You think about renting land. And so if you can have some sort of data providing like, hey, this is really, really good land, it's producing really good crops. You can think of it in that capacity, but for our customers and using it for their own needs, it's really just understanding, hey, this is working really well on this field, not on this field. Do you want to try something different? It's that, real analysis, to be able to make a better decision to make your farming operation more effective. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
You following?
Yeah, no, I wish I could input a little bit more into this conversation, but I'm dealing with two experts on
you're dealing with an amateur and an expert. Equipment. Yeah. I know the basic words, producer Jay. So honestly, I'm barely keeping up here.
But so if you're talking about a field mapping, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm assuming it's mapping out their farmable land and what has been planted, what has been extracted.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
you know what the easiest way for field mapping and what we're offering right now? Do you remember when you were a kid, like using crayons and coloring, and you'd highlight the outside of a colored area and then color in the middle? That's what we're doing. Like we've got vehicles now that are outlining our customers' fields, and then in the middle of those lines is the farmable area, right? So, if we have to map out sloughs or treat areas in there, we can do that for them. But
so is that so these autonomous combines or farm equipment doesn't go
Well,
It's mapping where it will travel in doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, there's mapping and like everything's auto steer, and so there's mapping and using guidance lines to go across your field from like a steering standpoint. But I'd say more importantly, there's like the agronomic stuff. So like you're seeding and you're seeing that seeding layer, you're spraying, then you're harvesting, and you're getting an amount of crop off that field, right? And so being able to analyze that, not just in general, like what did we pull off in total bushels divided by the acres kind of thing. We're talking about this specific field with this specific crop that we put this chemical on, produced this exact.
So before all this happened, farmers were doing this by feel. They were doing it by like writing down on this parcel of land.
That's a damn good
put
question.
This chemical, and we farmed this crop, and this was the date it was done.
Yes.
And now,
by no means am I a farmer or
neither am I.
Pretend to play one on this podcast, but I mean, they're going to go with history. They're going to go with something they're told by their seed guy or gal. They're going to make decisions based on something, and so what it wasn't based on was what we're talking about. It wasn't based on this exactness of being able to say, here's what happened on this specific field, and is that different than other fields? Is there something we want to try differently? That's kind of the magic of it now.
Yeah, because I know from the restaurant industry, and I worked, like, collecting data was absolutely necessary to make business decisions.
Yep.
Meaning every Tuesday at 1:45 p.m., for some reason, our guest count dramatically drops.
Really?
It's things like that.
Yep.
Like, so you'd be like, what's going on at Tuesday at 1:45 p.m.? Well, now I can make staffing decisions. Now I can make scheduling decisions. Now I can make food prep decisions. I can do all this off data. So, I grew up in that industry where just finding data to use to your advantage was absolutely necessary.
Yep.
But I'm curious about farming being a bit more of a traditional industry. If they like this data, if they're willing and open to using it as much, or are they like, nah, I got this. I've been doing this years.
Yeah.
I understand what to do on this soil.
A lot to do with, I think, a generational shift too. Like, I mean, like there's younger, more involved, not more involved, I guess it's the wrong word, but there's younger, more technologically literate farmers now.
I think it's our job, our responsibility with our customers to introduce them to the technology that's going to make them more profitable, right? And so I think adoption with any technology, early adopters, and then the whole
laggers,
exactly, that whole thing. And so but we feel this is going to provide value to our customers, and so it's our responsibility, if we're doing what we're supposed to do, which is supporting our customers, to ensure that they know about this technology. And so again, that's that process that we're doing to really make sure everyone's onboarded and understands this. And so of course we have some people that are like jumping in with both feet, holy cow, this is amazing, and see the value. There's some that, let's see how this works and that, but it just makes sense for the reason we're talking about. Like it's real data on your fields and your farm to analyze. So,
and this is an additional service that Mesa Group has adopted, where technically you're providing and servicing the equipment, but this is an added service that you guys have adopted to give to your clients.
The service we provide is that introduction and support to get set up.
I see.
So CNH has the platforms that we use to provide our customers.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
We've seen it to reassure that those platforms are going to work properly.
Yeah.
And then, they were going to provide the information that the customers are looking for. And I mean, the CNH has come a long way, and bravo to them. Still got some work to do, but I mean, they're going in the right direction, which is awesome.
Yeah, which from a Mesa Group standpoint, like we've been, ground level with CNH, trying to really make sure we're developing the right tools that our customers are going to need. And so we have customers in Regina here that have been a big integral part of that to make sure that what they need in their farming operation is the development path for CNH.
Like, are we making the right stuff
here? Are we
here?
making the right stuff? Is it what we need or not?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, is there another data point that you need that we can pull out of this stuff? And that's a fun part about the business, is working with farmers and then the farmers in the big operations that have the patience, knowing that, okay, the manufacturer's doing something right now to advance the technology that we need. Like, so we just need to be patient and work with them. And we've got great people on the ground doing that right now, which is awesome.
Well, it's just like we talked about when we're thinking about Mesa Group. It's like you want to get the voice of the people that are going to be impacted or affected or utilizing whatever that is. And so in this case, it's the farmers that are going to be in the field using these products. And so we want to make sure they're connected. And so we've been really working with CNH on various different products for years now, trying to make sure it makes sense for everyone.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's good stuff. It's great stuff.
It's great stuff.
I got a question for you, Chris.
Fire.
So you've been at Mesa for 20 years this year. So has there been anything along that 20 years where you could say that your biggest impact you've had on the company that comes from like purely Chris Finley? I know it's always a group effort, and I know there's things that happen, but is there anything that you recall where you're like, I remember this and this is an idea I came up with and it changed the trajectory of your department or anything like that? And if the answer is no,
I don't think I would take personal credit for anything. I think there's a lot of stuff that we've done. I think there's a lot of stuff like it's, you think back once in a while. I like to reminisce or think back on, where we were a while ago or a time ago. And so are we in a whole different place in 2025 than we were in, when I got into, say, parts in 2009 or into service in 2016? Yeah, it's a totally different, game that we're doing. We're way more professional and way more, organized than we were then. There's not really a whole bunch of like magic bullets. Like people have been selling parts for, forever, and they've been servicing.
The fundamentals are the same.
Yeah. It's just, it's how you do them though. And I think that's what we've spent so much of our time on, is just like, how can we make this a better transaction, or a better relationship with our customers. And so, we spend an immense amount of time on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I like your analogy. There's no magic bullet. Like, I mean, we were sucking at this and now like we're doing better. It's just like, as in everything, like practice makes perfect. You just keep at something. Like we've just gotten better. Like
we've just gotten better.
We've just gotten better at doing business.
Keep layering on little bits and pieces to make it noticeable. And so we talk about that all the time with our team, and we just had our parts and service and all of our meetings here. And we always talk about that is, when we can create, the term I use is the feeling. And so when someone comes into our parts department or our service department and they enjoyed that interaction, that experience. And so if someone said, well, why do you shop there? I don't know. I really like shopping there. Then we're doing our job.
Yep.
Whatever shopping.
Totally.
Parts department, service department, you know what I mean? And so because again, they're not going to be able to maybe really put a finger on each of those things, but they just, hey, wait a second, it went smoothly. I was informed. I know what was going on. The price was fair. They're nice to deal with. They want my business. They, they appreciate me. So it's
all those little bits. Like, I mean, if to get an answer like that, every little part of the visit has to go well.
It does, yeah.
So, I mean, if there's someone that says, I don't know why, but I really like dealing there, that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. They don't come in and say, oh, it just fucking smells good there. And I says, I want to go there.
I mean, that probably helps.
It could be it, yeah.
Some fresh popcorn brewing maybe.
That's right, yeah. Chris, is the equipment going to get bigger yet?
I don't think so.
No? I don't know if it can. Like, I mean, go ahead. You go.
No, I was going to say there's just, we're kind of, you say that, and then our new combine is pretty big, but
massive,
but capacity and physical size, we have to get them on trailers still. And so then what's that look like? And so I think we're at a pretty,
we're tapped physically.
Yes.
But I mean, at that, even in that statement, you take it CR11, I mean, it's broken in every, harvesting record there is. And I mean, like you can only put so much crop through a already predetermined size, but we're doing it. So
we are doing it. Yeah.
It's just along with the size of equipment growing comes the growing pains with, how do you deal the equipment from a sales aspect, and one of the big things that, we deal with on the sales side is seeding tools and seeding implements. And, a big corporate size farm, 50, 100,000 acres, they're going to want to run multiple 80, 90, 100-foot air drills. Your average, 4,000 acre, 6,000 acre farm doesn't want that. Yep. So how do you remarket that sort of thing?
It's a challenge.
It's a big challenge, and I mean, Morris had a thing going there for a bit when we were a Morris dealer that we were really excited about. And their quantum drill was actually we were actually able to take it from an 80-foot to a 60-foot, I believe. Yep. Just take the wings off. Sections. Yeah, which is a great idea. I don't think anybody's inherited or copied that idea yet, but I guess it's only one segment of the industry I'm talking about. Everything else is kind of, it's tractors. The tractors aren't going to get any bigger. The combines are going to get any bigger physically. We got some good stuff. I mean, have you been in that? Have you been in that 10 yet? The CR10?
It was here.
Yeah.
We did a little session with all of our optimization people here, and I popped into their training session, and then popped into the machine, and it's completely different.
It's badass. It's just we got two little guys sitting here. Jackson and I came in and redid this on the last weekend. It's a 164 scale. That's what the rest of the toys are. But those aren't the new ones on the back. Those are the old ones. But that's the new one, and it's brand new DNA throughout. It's kicking ass on all levels, and it's just been we're only they're doing a slow release of them. I think we only got, I don't want to say 6 of them this year, and I mean we're a complex of 18 stores. We only got 6 or 8 of them or something like that. Next year we got 30, and then hopefully they'll be in full run. I have not heard.
I think we got 10 or 11 this year, and then, whatever it is next year.
Yeah. You're right, because I think some came available from other stores, and we just made that. No, you're totally right.
In my world, this combine is amazing, and then it just poses all of the challenges of it's completely new. So we have, I think, what was the number? 4,000 different new part numbers now.
Oh man, that's for one unit. Yeah,
total
like brand new part. It's not like it's not like a
crossover to another combine.
No, like brand new parts to us, and so we have to be able to support 4,000. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's the number.
But I mean, still, it's 4,000, it's 3,000, it's 5,000, whatever. But I mean, that's a lot of friggin' parts. Like you got to bring those in, and it's not like you have to have one. You have to have multiple of each.
And it's so unique in a great positive way. But then the servicing of it and all of that. All of the training and the servicing and the repair knowledge of that is going to be new, and so
totally
creates challenges. World class, unbelievable piece of equipment, but from my world, it's a whole bunch of parts. We got to figure out which ones are going to break and stock. And
do you have to? You don't stock all 4,000 somewhere to have correct. On hand.
Yeah.
So where do you get parts? Because they can't have a combine be down for too long. That's one of the biggest things about your business, right? No. Is how so what do you do if how many parts do you have in stock in your service warehouse in Brandon?
Total?
Just curious. Yeah, are we talking thousands, 10,000?
Oh yeah, thousands
a lot.
Okay. Well over 10,000. We're 20, low 20s millions of dollars worth of parts and inventory at any given time.
What would your turnaround time be if some obscure part you need to get to your shop?
Well, depends. And so CNH has a depot right here in Regina, and so a lot of stuff is in Western Canada already, and that's we can pick it up same day. So we do stock a lot of the common parts and stuff that might be more rare to be required, more rare to break. We won't stock those necessarily, especially in a new piece of equipment. And so we rely on CNH through their depots in Canada and the US. But additionally, there's a wonderful program called BDA Breakdown Assistance through CNH. And so it is move heaven and earth to find that part and get it to the customer. And so nice. a new flagship combine, they'll send a person in a truck from Nebraska to bring it here if they had to, that kind of level of support to make sure customers get up and running as quick
Which
as
is
possible.
Awesome. Yeah. It's nice that they have that sense of urgency because like you said, we cannot have downtime. Yeah. We cannot. And I mean, there's also that other, once we have more CR10s and 11s in the Mazer Group, in Mazer Group inventory and more on our customer's yard, there is the option to, I don't know do I use the word cannibalize? I mean, but it's Yeah, it's the for lack of a better term, but the term cannibalized. Like you saw the combine sitting on the lot out here. If one were to go down, if someone's unit were to go down and it's a similar unit to what's on the lot here, and we can't get a part, like
You could get them.
just go take it off
We'll
that
take
one
it
out.
off
They
that
go take it off
execution.
that one out there and go put it on, and then when the new one comes, we'll swap it out and put that one back on there. Yeah.
And you guys have a data program that is actually taking all user manuals for all your equipment and tracking parts
Visor Pro.
and the usage, right? So that's like
Great
that is
point.
next level service, by the way.
He's on. How the hell did you know that, man?
He's listening.
Oh, I know everything. Dude, while you guys yip over there, I'm fucking absorbing all this.
You're doing the work.
So that's what I love because like when he said 4,000 unique parts per one unit,
Yep.
I'm thinking like, well, how many parts do they have to manage? So now when you add that data and that tracking of how many parts are getting ordered per month, per season, per whatever, then that data that we were talking about, managing data, it's like you can't beat that for you guys.
Well, not only that, and just to
Smaller
add before you
units
answer
can't
that,
do
we're also a company that is all about career advancement and career opportunities here. So you get somebody working in a parts department in Mazer Group that's never worked in a parts department before and has to worry about 4,000 unique individual parts for one unit. So this is just a segue into the whole Visor Pro thing.
Well, I got to say one thing.
Though. Go.
We
Go.
can go into Visor Pro, but so I joke all the time. So we have two ways to talk parts here for a second, and so this is the parts expert in me here, and so we have two ways of stocking a part, John.
Yep.
We have history.
Yep.
So we have sales history on this, and we have guessing. And so we're
literally guessing.
Let's call it predicting, but yes.
We call it educated guessing sometimes. And so we're really, really good at using history for getting the right parts at the right places at the right time. Guessing with like a new piece of equipment's tough though. You don't know yet.
Yeah.
And 4,000, we can go to Visor Pro in a second. Take me through how they got. Maybe it's not as bad a conversation is, but like when you're talking to CNH and like the corporate execs are coming in, we're talking about the new combine stuff, and they're telling you, the VP of Parts and Service, that we have 4,000 new parts to stock for you. Like
I hope it's 4,000 after we said it this
well,
week.
yeah, whatever it is. I mean, say okay, let's cut it in half and call it 2,000. We have 2,000 more new parts for you to stock. I mean, maybe is there a dumbed down version for me on how that works as far as like. We're going to bring them in and obviously we got to pay for them.
A significant amount of those parts we're never going to need. Okay. Just to be clear, right? Okay. And so like that might be a different type of whatever somewhere, that you'll never ever use.
Gotcha. Okay. Now we go into Visor Pro. So I don't know where you heard it from, but good on you for bringing it up because it's a wonderful tool that Mazer Group and Visor Pro and Visor Pro has a multitude of names, I believe. It's but
called Vi now.
Vi.
Vi.
Yeah, we're supposed to have the COO, I believe, of Vi on here in the last episode, but I had something happen and we couldn't do it. So unfortunately, hopefully get him back on. But anyway, so we've been working with them over the last couple of years and basically building an AI model or an AI language. Maybe you can explain it better. That's enabling what would be not a service. What's the word I'm looking at? A service savvy guy to be able to get a service manager's position here.
Well, there's a lot of applications, I guess we could say. So we're taking Mazer Group data in a large language model.
Yep. And
so we can use whatever term, ingesting a whole bunch of data. And so we're putting stuff in there that is our data. And so we have our own vault. And so we have our own information. And so this isn't, this is stuff that, again, we've put in there. And so it's validated. It's good information. We know it's good. And so we put that in there. And so then you use a large language model, just like ChatGPT. Yep. You can ask it a question in real time in real language, and it's going to provide you an answer. So how do I fix this? And, and it's going to give you a step-by-step guide of how to do this.
Yeah.
And so
based on what we've done, based on what Mazer Group has historically done.
Yeah. So a few ways we do that. So we have all of the manuals and all of the bulletins and all of the manufacturer information in there. in our safe, secure vault.
Yep.
And so, you know, if you think about like a repair manual, so, you know, just it's a step-by-step guide of how to repair a component on a piece of equipment. And so that you can get by asking it a question very quickly. Hey, how do I replace the X on the Y?
Yeah.
And so it's going to go instead of having to go into, you know, an old school manual, like a paper manual.
Yeah.
Or obviously
like manually get out the manual.
School would be going into like a portal and
Sure.
a manufacturer portal and going through that. You can just do it really, really quickly. Like in seconds you get that. So the applications can be anything from like we're talking about, which you're going to say like a technician, right? And so you can have a young technician who's never done this repair. Before they go and start that repair, they're going to ask that question, how do I do this, to make sure that they're clear, make sure they don't miss a step, make sure it's going to be done right, which is obviously of paramount importance to us to make sure it's fixed right the first time in a good economical way. And so very quick to get information to people, young or experienced with you know that information quickly in a bay at one of our shops.
Right.
Additionally, where you were going would be non-technical people getting technical advice very quickly. And so you can picture a non-technical service admin or a non-technical service manager being asked a question over the phone.
How many liters of hydraulic oil does my T9 500 take?
Yeah, for sure. So there's like simple things like I have an error code or how much oil. And so some of those things are just easily available in like in a ops manual. But then it could be something like my machine, like let's use technology. So my machine is weaving in the field. Okay. That's the question that maybe a customer calls and says, hey, my machine's weaving in the field. So we can have a less technical person ask that question and say, what would be the reasons for this? And it's going to go dick, 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 and say, please check these things. So we can say, hey, if you check this, 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 and this. And so it's giving us the ability to give much quicker, better advice with non-technical or even technical people that just maybe haven't had that repair specifically or that complaint specifically about what's happening. And so it's really, really good. So we have, Visor Pro or Vi, and then C&H has become quick to the party also with C&H Tech Assist. And so we have 2 AI applications, both have wonderful real world applications right now. The one, I guess, is an advantage for both. For Vi, the thing that we've done recently is put in all of our service repair history. And so we have work orders that we can put into our like jobs, repair jobs, with what that repair was, why it happened, the amount of time it took to repair those things, so that we can, use our own database of experience to, again, provide those potential resolutions to, whoever's looking for it.
Sure. Yeah. So right now it's a tool that used obviously by us. Do you ever see in the future, would we have a model or would we have something that's customer facing that a customer can?
Yeah, I think like there's people doing that today. I think there's some inherent risk. Like we have model variations. And so we have serial number breaks where the machine now after this serial number is configured differently, or they might just, so there's potential issues, I think, if you're not thorough and ask the right questions, and it's just giving advice, right? Sure. And so it's not necessarily going to give the right answer 100% of the time, but it's a wonderful tool to get you kind of headed in a direction or to get another opinion on. And so, can it be that at some point? Certainly. We're really focused internally on making sure we're getting the right information, vetting it, and making sure the tool's kind of working to the way we'd like it to. Yeah. And it's implemented. Like, I mean, it's been launched and it's going. Yeah. I mean, it has been going for a while, has it not? Probably a year and a half at least we've been using it. And so again, it continues to evolve, like I said, with that work order data that we can put into it to really get our own internal information to add to the depth, I guess, of all the information that's in there.
Well, the fact that our work orders and our work histories in there is unbelievable. Because I mean, you couple that with, like your manufacturer, your manuals and all that kind of stuff, and with what we've done to a specific unit. Like, I mean, exactly. Now you're talking, you've got like, is it troves of information? Is troves a good word? Is that a,
I couldn't even spell that word, bro.
I wanted to sound like
But that
cooler.
is, yeah, no, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Like
unique.
you have a wealth of information there, like
Yeah.
that the model is pulling from.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything from all that information to repair times, like historical repair times, because you want to make sure that we're giving customers very accurate estimates for how long things are going to take. And so, you have all that additional information. You have parts, histories, and things that you can really access quickly now when this repair happened, you needed these specific parts. And I think, one of the things that we're really just talking about now is, with a salesperson using those tools, if they're out, doing a demo, or they're out talking to a customer and the customer has something pop up, like it's like a picture, like an error code when they're out there, their tractor, all of a sudden, ding, 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 what the heck's that mean? And so now they can just like ask that question in real time with the customer and say, oh, it's just this. You can keep running. It's not a big deal. I'll call our service department and we'll maybe clear the code or whatever that thing is. And so again, the applications are wide and many.
Yeah.
And so we're just kind of getting there. It's really exciting technology.
Well, AI is just a big part of life now, and the fact that we're utilizing it is awesome. I mean, it just goes to show like our advancement with the times, if you will.
Absolutely. Yeah.
One day at a time and with the times. Looking into the future, what do you see as, and if you probably thought about this as I have, I mean, is Mazer Group's future just equipment? Is there anything that you see, and I'm not holding you to this or anything, nor, is it going to affect anything that you do from day to day, but like, do you see anything that Mazer Group is not doing right now that we could be doing? Maybe it's not in an ag sector. Maybe it's something, and again, you're not getting held to the coals over this.
I'll ask you the same question back to you, but I think I'll answer this maybe a little differently as I'm thinking here. I think Mazer Group is working towards being very well positioned. And I mean that in a few ways. So I mean well positioned financially, well positioned from a structure and process, and probably most importantly, human depth of talent standpoint. And so when we think about ag dealerships, they don't become available to purchase very often. And so, when I think about Mazer Group in the future, it's being ready for those opportunities, whatever they are. Obviously, traditionally, we've been in the ag dealership space, but whatever those opportunities are, if we have that financial component where we have the capital necessary to move on something, and the structure, the people to not be too thin with our existing business and affect it negatively because we're over here trying to do something else. So I think if we get all that stuff set up properly, then the future will be what it'll be. But,
that's right.
It gives us a lot more.
I like your little eyebrow.
It gives us a lot more flexibility
totally.
To be able to jump when that opportunity, whatever it is.
Whatever it is,
presents itself.
Yeah, Dad is a big proponent. Like, I mean, we're equipment dealers. He said that's and his focus was was unflappable and he was just like, we're going to be the best equipment dealers ever. But there was definitely no scope of maybe we should dabble in something else and consider the growth of Mazer Group not just as equipment dealers, as doing other things. Whether it be real estate, whether it be it's just different industries. For me, I look at it in two ways. One, is there things that we can grow on that we're doing, or things that we can grow on that we can include in what we're doing already? We've got X and 100,000 or X of hundreds of thousands of square foot of shop space. Is there other things that we can be doing with the shop space? Can we afford to not, can we afford that space to do something else? Or and something else out of the existing bricks and mortar that we already have, I guess is the right way to put it. Or is there something else that we should be getting in that would complement our business, not on a direct, but almost like an indirect complement to our business? Don't know what that is either. But I'm very excited for the future. And you and I have talked about it a couple of times, Chris, but I'm very excited for the future because I think we now, and I miss him and think about him every day, but I mean, he was a man on a mission with the equipment business, and there was no looking elsewhere. It was just, and he did a damn good job of it too. It's such a good job of it. But there's opportunity now.
Yeah, I mean, Bob was a farmer at heart, and
That's true. Yeah,
I think that's what got us to where we are. Is I think when you think about Bob as a leader and as how we got here, like farmer at heart, I picture like handshakes mean a lot, relationships mean a lot, the people he surrounds himself are family, customers, the staff and the customer is the most important thing, and without them both were nothing. And so you picture that and his for sure connection to farming, and so that was the path that we were on. I will say that we did manage to get a few Napa Auto Parts stores within our same buildings, though. So a slight deviation from just traditional ag, which has done well in Roblin.
But interesting on those, like a different business per se, but still like complementary.
To your point, that's a real, it brings more traffic in the doors. It's been very complementary to our existing business and has grown our mass of our, like the bulk of our parts business in those 3 locations. Yeah.
So maybe more things like that. Who knows? I'm excited about it anyway.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah. I'm excited to be part of it.
Just remember, I'm always listening, guys, so I'll know what's coming.
You know better than I do. Yeah. Jay, do you have any other questions for our wonderful Vice President of Parts and Service?
No. Like before I let you go, I just have to ask a couple things. So if you, other than Mazer Group, working, and family, because I'm sure you have a family, and I'm sure they mean the world to you, what would you want to be doing if you weren't working or with your family? What would be like the number one thing you'd want to be doing? Not for a career.
Okay, I was just going to say, you're not talking career, you're talking like
spending time.
If I got to do something not with my family, and not working,
like completely on his own.
I guess you could be with your family.
They could be involved.
But you can't say I just love spending time with my family. That answer is
I see where you're going.
That's too of an easy way out. No, I'd say a couple things would come to mind. Like for sure, Clear Lake, Manitoba. Being on a boat.
In Clear Lake, Manitoba.
Not allowed to be
around 2024 to 2026.
That would be. Like honestly, like Clear Lake to me, like being on Clear Lake would be my happy place of all things. Being on a boat on Clear Lake would be like
that's where you'd rather be than if you're not at work and not
virtually anywhere else on the planet. Was where I'd like to be.
So out on a boat, just chilling. Like, do you fish? I know you wakeboard, you were saying.
Wakeboard, wake surf, swim with the kids.
But like just chill on the boat?
30-degree day, Clear Lake glass is, so awesome. That would be my, like.
So probably, are you the kind of guy that likes to bake in the sun? Like, are you okay with being just pelted by the sun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
like, my nightmare.
Are you a redhead under those grays?
Oh, dude. I am as pale. Like I've had skin poisoning from getting burnt.
Oh,
before,
shit.
It was,
okay.
It was tough times.
Yeah. Chris does very well in basking in the sun. Yeah.
My wife could bake out in the backyard all day, but I'm under umbrella no matter where it is.
Yeah, my wife has to stay out of the shade, but the kids are luckily they tan well.
Yeah, they got your genes in the skin pool there.
John, what would you be doing if it wasn't work or family?
Oh my God.
Other than watching F1.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be doing that the whole time. I mean, I'd probably be on the boat with Chris. Like, I mean, Chris and I both have, like, I mean, as I said at the start, like we're going back 30 years, but we both have memories on that lake going back like deep, and like that they're just instilled in us. Like, I mean, being on that lake, either dicking around being idiots or whether we're wake surfing, getting concussed on a wakeboard, which I've done before. Water skiing. I was a big advocate of water skiing. Like anything on that lake, it's just, it's a happy place. And so, like, I mean, our conversation prior to us starting to record, like, I mean, you can imagine Chris and I's devastation when, the first year came around of the boat ban, and then there was going to be boats allowed on the one boat, one lake rule. And then the Friday of May long, them reversing that was just like talk about the winters. It's like Chris loves the place so much he wrote a poem about it.
This is true. Yeah.
Like actually
Wrote a poem
about Clear Lake, and it was a lovely poem. Like
Nice
I mean,
poem.
it was a lovely poem.
Yeah.
I won't make you recite it right now, but that's how much this place is. That's how awesome this place is.
It's beautiful.
I mean, it's got everything that you need for a family, for a night on the town, for whatever you need. So anyway,
nice.
I share his sentiment.
I've been to that area, but I've never been on the lake, so I don't know if it has a lot of beaches, if it has those restaurants, beachfront, or any of that stuff. I don't.
We'll have to get you up there, but it's got it's got a main, the main beach is right at the town site. The town site's got a couple of wonderful restaurants. There's stuff to do with the kids there. I mean, there's lots of places to take them. Like there's a buffalo pound that you can take the kids to and drive through. I mean, there's bear sightings all over the place. There's parks. There's
a nice little resort area.
Yeah.
But it's in Riding Mountain National Park. And so there's lots of hiking and outdoorsy stuff in the area, but it's the lake specifically that is just so pristine and nice. And it's kind of, there's just trees kind of surrounding it, and it doesn't just feel, it is special.
It's very special. It's spring fed. So yes, it's a few degrees colder than any other lake, but you'll find that the lake, it stands to its name. It's clear for the whole year. Yeah. There's never any layer of algae or anything that grows on it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful lake. So
because of the lack of stagnant water, it just is always flowing?
I think it's the temperature that keeps, it's because it's spring fed and the temperature. Yeah.
Cold and it's just, it's a nice spot.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Good one to end on. Chris, thank you so much for coming, man. This was awesome. I had some great answers out of you. I'm going to get you back here at some point.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
that
always
was
lots to talk about.
Always lots to talk about. Thanks, man. I love you.
Love you too.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.